You're all very welcome along to this afternoon's session. And my name is Dr. Shauna McGill. I'm course director for the PGCE primary course here on the Coleraine campus here at Ulster University. And you're all very welcome along to this afternoon's seminar. The primary and post-primary really is a one-year postgraduate qualification that examines the study of education. And in primary, that 38 weeks looks at 19 weeks in school and 19 weeks university placement, university lectures. And the post-primary have a 12-24 model where they have 24 weeks on school placement and 12 weeks. And we currently have 8 subjects in the post-primary sector. We have English with drama and media, we have geography, we have history, we've got PE, art, and can't remember the other ones offhand, but they're all listed here anyway in the presentation. The benefits of studying at UU have been outlined here in this slide. Obviously, there is very high employment records in the primary and in the post-primary. In the last 5 years, we've had 100% that have been fully employed in the highly skills area and careers. We have a number of staff here who have studied to doctorate level, and they are taught by a number of the courses are delivered by a number of those academics. So we're very, very lucky, and the quality of the teaching provision is based upon their academic research. So it's research-based, evidence-based practice. Obviously, the quantifiable benefits are listed there, and the details can be found in these statistics. But postgraduates are 21% more likely to be employed in highly skilled careers. And for the primary course, as I said, we have had 100% employment in the last 5 years. The postgraduate study here for education in the School of Education is based here primarily in the School of Coleraine. It's a full-time course. It's not offered as a part-time mode of study, but we have in the last couple of years, because of COVID pandemic, we've had to deliver the course online, and this year we have resumed our online and a blended learning approach by facilitating some of those lectures practically in workshops here on campus. So as we move forward, post-revalidation for us, it is about looking at the course and best facilitating the course in a blended delivery, so to facilitate young families and other young graduates as well. So we have we have industry recognition in terms of, in 2019 we were recently inspected by the Education and Training Inspectorate, and to which we were given the accolade of outstanding, which is the highest recorded standard that you can get for an inspectorate report. So we were very, very pleased that our efforts have been recognised by industry, and those are professional bodies. We're also accredited by the GTCNI, which is the General Teaching Council of Northern Ireland, and the General Teaching Council of Northern Ireland encourage all of our graduate teachers to register with them, and then therefore they are listed and put upon the NISTA register, where they would be given qualified teacher status. So we do work with a wide range of schools to facilitate placements, and they are fabulous in terms of their contributions to the course. A lot of them would lecture on the course, and then they all attend the mentorship program to help and assist students whilst on placement. When applying, you have to apply directly to the university, and we have a separate application process. Some of you who had underwent an undergraduate degree at Ulster would have went through the process of UCAS. However, the application is directly online on the website on the prospectus link. So every year we have, because the PGCE primary course is the only one of its nature in Northern Ireland, it is very heavily oversubscribed. And last year we had 545 applicants for 33 places. So the calibre of the applications that we get, I have to say, are extremely high. And it's obviously to make yourself eligible, you need to make sure that you have completed all the criteria and make sure that you have left a great impression through the interview selection process. The fees, again, this can be clarified with our finance department, but the fees for the course last year were, I think, 4,700, slightly increased now this year again, but that can be clarified with the finance department. Just some overview of the PGCE primary course to start. The course itself is led by a team of 5, myself as course director, my associate course director, Stephen Park, and we have 3 additional staff. So we have Dr. O'Connor Bones, who contributes for professional studies and special educational needs. And then we have a team of 2 who are responsible for the delivery of the RE certificate, which has been endorsed by all 4 churches, and all students it's compulsory to complete. The introduction really to the course, it is a very intense year, but all staff undergo an induction, which equally prepares them for the very strenuous year that the PGCE involves. We do have very high expectations of our students because we want to produce the very best teachers. It is a very highly sought after career, but likewise it's also a very highly competitive work environment as well. So we need to make sure that we're producing the very best teachers. The PGCE is assessed primarily, first and foremost, by academic writing through assignments, and we have 3 assignments currently on the PGCE programme, with 2 assignments in the first semester and 1 final research project in the second semester. The course itself is also assessed in a practical sense in school whilst you're on placement, and the process of assessing students on placement is twofold. The university has high expectations, which they train and mentor a series of teachers who facilitate the student in their classroom, and the student then obviously has access to I don't know what happened there, Megan. I'm hoping that I'm still there, but I'll just continue anyway. So just to reiterate, the PGCE is assessed in a practical sense using a series of observation schedules. So you will be required to deliver lessons in your classroom, and in addition to that, you'd also be expected to be observed by your class teacher, your principal. So you would have a series of formative assessments whereby you're receiving daily feedback, both from your tutor and from your class teacher. The entry requirements, we do require undergraduates to have their undergraduate subject area in at least one of the areas contained within the primary curriculum. So for example, English, maths, you'd have to show evidence of studying at least 50% within your undergraduate degree. PE, all the core elements of the Northern curriculum are included. The PGCE itself, as I said here, it's a course that is pass or fail, or competent and not competent, and it's based upon the competency model that is determined by the GTCNI. So details of that can be found inside the publication Teaching the Reflective Profession. And all teaching placements and assignments we all use those competencies to assess our students. The overview of the primary course looks a bit like this. We've got 38 weeks, and you'll see there that the teaching time on that timetable is for the first 6 weeks is in preparation for your Key Stage 2 placement. Excuse me, and then you have your Key Stage 2 placement in early October. And then that's followed after in early November with a teaching placement that prepares you for Key Stage 1. After Christmas, then you go into schools, into your Key Stage 1 school. And then following your Key Stage 1, you're back into university then for some preparation in and around foundation stage and P1 and P2. The final 2 placements are your foundation stage placement, and at the very end we have a choice placement, which involves the student or applicant choosing a school which they like to return to, and that can be in any key stage in any school. So one of the benefits of having this placement has been for employability purposes. We realise that at this time of the year, April, May time, a lot of schools understand and know maybe jobs that are coming up, and therefore the students are best placed then in those environments that perhaps that there's an employment opportunity at the end. I have to say the year is a very fast, very quick year. It's a very intense year, and a lot of the time spent in school is very busy and preparing for lessons and working in collaboration with your class teacher and the personnel within the school context. But equally important is the time spent in university preparing for those days. And the course itself, I have to say, is very practical. It's 10 to 5, 5 days a week, as you'll notice from the timetable, and it results in a huge commitment for anyone who is undertaking the course. The post-primary PGCE is, again, here's a list of subjects that they offer. There's 8 subjects, and again, you need to have an undergraduate degree in those areas in order to qualify for to be eligible for the selection process. They have a 36-week structure with 12 weeks of university core preparation and 24 weeks placement in school. Usually 12 of these weeks are in grammar and 11 are in secondary. So again, you've got some breakdown there of the type of blocks that are required. So you'll see there we have an induction day at the beginning, which is here on the campus. It's 3-day residential, and then we have 2 weeks of curriculum-based learning. So they really do look at generic issues such as child protection and education law and the curriculum background. But additionally, you also have a week in primary school. The transition project is extremely important and one that we work very closely with our post-primary colleagues in establishing the link between primary and post-primary. So again, it's important to see where children are coming from so you understand where they're moving to. Then we have 6 weeks of school. In the School of Education here, we've got 2 3-hour plenary lectures, seminar groups, workshops, and lots of subsidiary class time. And then the second week, the second block of the year, you'll find then you have your 11 weeks in your non-grammar placement at Key Stage 3, and then you're back in core then for 5 weeks of preparation for your grammar school placements. The final 12 weeks from March to May are based in your grammar school experience, and then you have 2 visits in each placement from your PGCE tutor. The entry requirements and the application process, well, further details can be found in the prospectus, but in addition to that, we have a quota of 80 students, 10 per subject. And again, there's certain subjects that are much more oversubscribed than others. Those would be PE and home economics. The link I have here will give you some idea of information on how to apply. So you have the link there for the prospectus for both primary and post-primary, and more importantly, I think you have also some information there to the admissions team who would be working specifically with us. So Wen Lee works with me in primary, and she's the admission support assistant who's fabulous and very, very knowledgeable about the course, and likewise Martin Smith, who is the University Admissions Office campus manager. Obviously, within our courses, we are acutely aware of the precautions necessary to deliver workshops in an environment indoors. So we take all of our precautions necessary. We've got our masks and our visors and all of that, and our PPE, and likewise students are required to do the same to maintain that safe PHA guidance. Should you have any queries about primary specifically, my Associate Course Director, Stephen Park, would deal with a lot of the major queries that come through. But in terms of admissions and criteria, when Lee in the admissions office is more than happy to facilitate any questions or queries that you might have by giving her an email, dropping her an email, or by giving her a call. And that's it.